So we're trying this for the last time. The button is still not there. Okay, the button is there now. Yeah. Let me add. Bese sengiqala ngoku-add. Senhle ngi-add. Add uMas. Qala ngadelela wena Mas. Inhle ngawudelela. Yeah, the button. Switch off and use Wi-Fi. Okay, saying update Lempi Pilozwe. Thanks for letting me know. Hey girl. How you doing?
Not bad, not bad.
Yeah, I decided to go to the rally today for the first time. I've never attended a rally. I'm 34 years old. I came here when I was 24, and but because of the happenings, it's encouraging and captivating. I thought, you know what? And besides, now senguthi journalist better so kumele ubone ukuthi kwenzakalani lapha emhlabeni. Step up your game. So for the first time I went, you had my first analysis. Yeah, what do you have to say? Because I saw a lot of comments, people giving excuses. I don't know. You guys were watching Ama Live, Lisekaya. Tell me, what did you gather from what you were watching?
Do you know, I find the rallies not just specific to EMDC. I just find most of our political leaders have no respect for the population of the country that they represent. I find bonke, not just to Chamisa, but we'll use him as an example. Chamisa is a guy who represents each generation. A campaign case based on generational consensus.
Him being young, yes.
And generation is speaking to him.
Yes.
Each generation that he is specifically targeting is a generation that speaks.
That asks questions.
Media, it speaks. Asifanani labo mama who he can say he doesn't understand what they want. We speak on Twitter, we speak on Facebook, ama WhatsApp agcwele.
Yes.
So if he is truly representing generational consensus, what is his demography saying? And yikho ogule disrespect and disregard for the people he represents.
Yes.
This issue of language is a contentious language issue in Zimbabwe. It's not one that started with Chamisa. It's not one that started with Nkomo. It's been existing since 1980. Chamisa has been present in our political arena. He's not been absent. He is not a novice in political campaigns. So we are not talking about someone who doesn't understand the ethics of abantu. So then we look at ukuthi ucampaigna ngaphi lobani. And you are right in pointing out that a diaspora campaign stationed resident in the UK should respect the people that he was coming to speak to prior to attending such a rally or organizing that rally. He should have been doing his investigation. Who is coming? What is it that they want? You gather that information. You know yourself, Bren, as a journalist. Before you go and interview someone, you ask, what does this person want? What do they want to achieve out of the rally? And then you gear your campaign specific to who you are attending. And you are right to point out that the people who attended the UK rally, they're not looking for jobs.
No.
These people are not looking for aid. They're not looking for donations. These are people who have come specifically to see what does this party have to offer in terms of business, in terms of what is different. So he must speak to them in a way that all understand. And not only have we got Zimbabweans attending that rally, he's also appealing to the international community. People took their friends. People took sympathizers of our struggle. People took people who have a vested interest in Zimbabwe. We are attracting people to our country, we are saying Zimbabwe is not only open for business, it is open for an inclusive society, a society that recognizes the mixed race community. We have been a disenfranchised group with people who have been living in exile. In
Yes.
exile, married, we've had children. All
Oh, yeah.
these people need to go back to our country.
And
Those
they need
people
to be
don't just
addressed.
those
Yes.
people don't speak Shona. We are
No.
talking children, husbands, wives, in-laws. They are not Shona speakers. And they attend these rallies because most of the people will tell you, Bren, even if they married Jamaicans, Canadians, Australians, English people, the hope was to get our families to go back home. Now,
Yes.
if we are telling these families that we have been creating in the diaspora, that the Zimbabwe they should envisage is a Zimbabwe of Shona speakers, what is the point of asking for change? They always speak about the dream of Morgan Tsvangirai. We spoke about the change in Zimbabwe. We said
Yes.
Chinjama Zero. Zimbabwe was inclusive of just ZANU-PF people. Chamisa comes with a different hope. What is that hope?
I look for it.
Try was to get rid of Bob. Bob is gone. What is this change, Maitiro, that he's talking about? What Zimbabwe is he talking about? So I'm appealing to the guys who say they're MDC Alliance supporters, because you are the people who are inside. You should speak to your person. You should talk about the things that you support him for. And tell him, listen, if we are supporting you, we want to see you responding to the things that we find critical. And for the people who always make excuses for Chamisa, I have one thing to say to you.
Address this, Mercy. Address this for me. To the people who say most of the people who attended the Bedford rally were Shona. Do you mind just to address that for me?
I think there are some Zimbabweans who live in a fantasy. You live in such a fantasy. You just need to look at the faces who were in that rally. Look at the people. Who did they bring? They brought children. They brought friends. Were those people Zimbabwean? Were they even people who have lived in Zimbabwe? Some of you dragged your kids who have never even lived in Zimbabwe. Yes, you might be Shona, but do your children speak Shona? Don't you want to understand what the political leaders in Zimbabwe are saying? Don't you wish to have children who will be interested in the politics of your country? If your representatives are speaking in a language that your children cannot even understand what they're saying, who do they represent? You always say we are building a Zimbabwe for our children. If your children can't hear what your leaders are saying now, who are they representing? So let's get real, move out of fantasy. And this is another thing for the supporters. The reason we ended up with Robert Mugabe is because he was never challenged. He never was allowed to hear criticism. And if you are protecting Chamisa now, you always make excuses for supporting Chamisa is good. I've always said, Bren.
I support him, and you know that.
Even if I don't support Chamisa, I think our political landscape needs robust, critical opposition parties. Even if Chamisa doesn't win, I want to see him in parliament because he provides a moderator for our incumbent. So whether he wins or doesn't win, he is the existing opposition in our country. Without him and others, we have no democracy. We are in a one-party state. So even if I don't support him as the opposition critic in my democracy, I want him to act well. I want him to have the right principles that will challenge the incumbent. I want him to bring values that he will stand in parliament and defend. This issue of Indebele or Shona or other minority languages is not only a language problem, Bren. It is showing that our country is a majoritist country. In your rallies, in our rallies, the candidates that you support, there is no representation in terms of manifesto for the disenfranchised group. There's no representation of the vulnerable. There's no representation for others who can't speak for themselves. So Zimbabwe is for capable people. You talk about business. You're talking about people who can participate in business. But a country is not built out of capable people. It's a country is built from creating policies and strategies that empower even the ones who are not yet capable to be capable in a country. So rallies must be inclusive of even the disenfranchised. But if you attend these rallies, massage their egos, you will in the end create a robot.
Exactly. And I do not want that. That's why I speak out, you know.
And that's the thing. You protect him too much. You end him thinking that everything he does is okay. You can support someone and also constructively criticize someone. And you know, the ones who are listening here, who are the organizers for Chamisa, tell the brother, generational consensus, use Twitter, investigate what your youth is saying, investigate the demography that you are attaching to, use Facebook. We talk every day. Listen, apply what we are saying. But then to the Zimbabwean voter, this is crucial. When we attend the ballot box, everything that you were disgruntled about, that is what the ballot box is for.
Yes.
Find the one who does, acts, and promotes the principles you want. If you supporting someone who doesn't champion the principles you want, you have an opportunity on that ballot box to show your displeasure to the ones who don't. That is the only way you teach them to change. If Chamisa doesn't want to listen to the plus or minus 16% of the minority tribal groups in Zimbabwe, we have an opportunity this year to show through the ballot box. That is what democracy is about. So let's stop attacking these people. Let's show them. And if they play, ZANU-PF can be listening. We know Emerson Mnangagwa is active on his Facebook. He will listen. He will go and find interpreters. He will talk to people in the language they understand. So it's not our business whether Chamisa wants to listen or not. We can show him near ballot box our displeasure if he doesn't listen.
Yes.
That's it.
I always appreciate Mercy on as a guest, because I mean she takes over and I just sit back and listen, and I love listening to her.
But let's even the ones who don't support the opposition political parties. You know what? A country without a supported opposition kills its own democracy. It kills its own freedoms, because the point of the opposition is not only to champion them into leadership, it is to champion them to be able to critically and push agendas that the incumbent might be forgetting. So, you know, you can support who you want to lead, but also have in your mind the good opposition that will, because these people sit in our parliament, they create the governance structure that we need. So don't dismiss Chamisa. Just, you know, teach him to go along the pathway of how we want to create democracy. Even Nkosana Moyo, we might laugh at him doing his one-man band, but he's showing elements of it is imperative that our leaders be in touch with the real Zimbabwe.
With the reality. Yeah.
The reality of Zimbabwe. That woman Impahla who doesn't go to rallies, he might not win. But you know, don't get your opposition leaders to ignore what he is doing. We have Noah Manyika on the other end. He's got a very robust campaign system. He's got it in text. He's got it in sign. He's got it in many languages. So, you know, for the ones who are disgruntled, go to other opposition campaigners. Find what they do well. Feed to the leaders that you support and say, I might not like Nkosana Moyo, but you know, there's an element of him that I want as a principle in here. They're not all doing
playing a huge part.
He's playing
an opposition.
A good part.
Yes.
As an opposition, we all need those people to participate. We've lived so long in a Zimbabwe, which was a one-party state. and we killed ourselves by that. Now,
yes.
let's get all of them. Abafuna ukungena, let them go in. But let's get good people in seats so that we have a very good democracy. Without those people in, whoever goes in will do matanda and will continue to complain. But tell this Chamisa guy, if you are generational consensus, the generation of today is not stupid. We are learned. We understand things. We are critical analysts. We will know if you are treating us like fools. We will know if you are disregarding us. And not for long will we keep excusing you. Eventually, there's a cutoff point, Bren, where I start to tell my mother that, you know what, Uguti Chisambama is pissing me off. Don't vote. You know, it's as simple as that. You know, he can't. If
Stop pissing me off.
I mean, you know, there are fundamental things, Bren. You know, that's why political parties will get spin doctors. They'll get spin doctors who listen on the ground. They will know the kind of things to say. For me, it's a fundamental wrong in a country where a political party cannot get its own slogan right. When a political party cannot get its own, we did not give them this slogan. It is their own political slogan. Can they get their political slogan right? If you keep saying Chizambama, some of us, we are the ZANU-PF in our family. The cooking oil they eat, I bought it. The maize they eat, I bought it. So if I want to be the ZANU-PF and tell them Chisambama, we don't vote, they will not vote. They won't vote. So change Chisambama, it's Chisambama.
I've always tried to correct that. But they did well, because when I raised it, they corrected their flyer, then they put out a new flyer out. So I was just like, Lord, what is this?
And supporters also, you know, being a Zimbabwean is also being empathetic to other Zimbabweans. You cannot keep defending the wrongs of Zimbabwe. If other Zimbabweans are saying, this is fundamentally disrespectful, be a Zimbabwean who cares that other people find something disrespectful. Don't always just protect the wrong. Go wrong. You know, if I hear people doing wrong to Shona language, I must fight for Shonas. But it seems Gulama Zimbabwe Namaneng would think that we can go on in a Zimbabwe where we just continuously disrespect each other. The new Zimbabwe is...
This is the reason why I came and said, because people confuse me. They think I'm actually Ndebele. I'm like, no, I am actually Shona, but what is wrong is wrong. You know, it left a big taste in my mouth. I was sitting there and I was just like, no, man, I'm 34 years. I don't want to be addressed like this. You know, let's change the way we do things.
Chisampama. Let's respect Morgan Tsvangirai. He started this slogan and he said it right. Let's be real. Morgan Tsvangirai started it and he used to say it right. Chisampama. And Chamisa cannot come and disturb what was started. This movement always respected the Matabeleland people. We cannot have Chamisa come and destroy that legacy. Let's restore the legacy Morgan Tsvangirai and do things right. So that's all I have to say.
Thank you so much. That was massive. She's so gifted. She's so eloquent. And when she speaks sense. When she speaks, you can't help it but listen and understand what she has to say. She's such a critical thinker, and I love her lines of argument. Every time she debates, every time she argues, you just have to read and smile and say, the same way. Thank you so much, Masi. I really appreciate you. All right. Gary, Ungapi Gary. There's somebody who commented earlier on and said, Anzi Chamisa made a dry sexist joke. I don't remember it. If somebody remembers it, do you want to write it down? Because I don't remember it. I was there, but I don't remember the dry sexist joke that Chamisa made. I'm adding our Gary. Yeah, we should have a society where we are able to speak and say what we think without anybody attacking. Yeah, a hater or yeah, this. Gary,
yeah, my sister.
You're right. What do you have to say?
Well,
Ngihambile phela mina
I'm
namhla
so
emhlabeni.
much.
Ngithe wathi
No,
ngeke
no, no.
ngithi chazi ngizozibonela ukuthi ubhe
Yeah.
uyenzani.
No, you know what? I was actually disappointed, disgusted. Uh, if you look at the situation in Zimbabwe, I mean, Zimbabwe is where it is because of the kind of attitude Chamisa displayed. Uh, we are where we are because of hatred. We hate one another. I'm talking about tribalism. If we may go back a few weeks, we remember Chamisa in Bulawayo. He had gone to Bulawayo to address Ubulawayo, but he used Shona. There was an outcry from people, hundreds of people. If he's a true leader, he was supposed to listen. How do you come to my home to address me and then you speak German to me, knowing very well that I don't understand German? Second thing, when Chamisa is addressing rallies, he is talking about a national agenda, something that is very vital for our daily lives and stuff. As such, it is very important that he shows respect. He makes sure that the people that he is talking to, he is having a conversation with, they understand what he is saying. But the outcry after the Bulawayo rally should have taught him a lesson. Let us assume it was a mistake. He didn't mean it. He didn't see it, because we're all not perfect. We don't think the same. We don't see things in a similar way. But the outcry that followed that rally was too much to be ignored. None of us could say we never noticed that people were really unhappy about what Chamisa did. Now he goes to do it again in a rally. And this is in a foreign country where Zimbabweans fled Zimbabwean situation and found home in. Now, what does that mean? That community is a Zimbabwean community. It is not a community in Chireti where you will know that, you know what, in Chireti they speak Shona. As such, we will address these people in Shona. It's understandable. But now, this is in a foreign country. He, in his agenda, after all, he even didn't have the issue of the diaspora vote, which he should be pushing as a patriotic, loving Zimbabweans who cares about Zimbabweans, who wants to lead us. We've been shut out of the voting system. And he comes again, addresses the people in Shona. Let's say he is marketing Zimbabwe. Whatever activity he carries out outside the borders of Zimbabwe, he is selling Zimbabwe to the international community. The international community does not understand Shona, even if he was speaking to us Zimbabweans.
Some Zimbabweans don't even understand Shona because they are Zimbabweans.
Yes, and I want to respond to all our friends who are here, who are saying, no, the event wasn't organized, blah, 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 blah. That doesn't take away the English in Chamisa. He could have used English. Unorganized or what, we don't care. But he should have bear in mind that he's talking to Zimbabweans, not Shona people. I'm really not happy about it. And I've even started looking for, I'm trying to get in touch with MGC Harvest House to raise this issue with them, because it is our duty to block such fools at this juncture. Why? Because this is the very person who's going around the country fooling our parents, misleading the youth into voting for him. Tomorrow he's going to dump them. We have seen those tendencies in them, and we can't allow that to happen. We need to alert our people to be proactive, scrutinize, analyze these people that come in begging for their votes. Do they really care for them or not? Because if you look at the reputation of Chamisa, we have a little Mugabe coming up here. He is practicing the same ZANU tendencies of, we will do this for you, we will do that, we'll bring, bullet trains, blah, 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 blah. That is nonsense. Nonsense. If you give the people the freedom to be themselves, they are the ones who will tell you how we want our country to be governed, how we want our resources to be utilized. Devolution of power. People should have the right to decide We can't have a little chap like Chamisa telling us what he's going to do for us. Who is he? Where does he get the power? The money comes from us, the taxpayers. The money comes from the resources that we own by default. We were born and raised in Zimbabwe. Whatever is above the land and below the land is ours. Hence, whatever money comes from it, we decide what to do about it. Not a single person wanting to command us. Those are ZANU tendencies. I'm not really happy about Chamisa. Thank you, sister. But I'm really not happy.
Sis Butiket, what do you have to say about this? Did you watch Amaraliga Chamisa Namhla? Did you watch his speech?
Yes, I did.
Oh, Chamisa, ngibona abantu bebhala lapha, they are raising concern, and it has erupted even on Twitter, where Chamisa uthe, I was there, he said, I now remembered when people wrote it, uthe yena u-ED engawina ngizamnika umna wami otshene 18.
Yeah.
But then I didn't laugh though at that joke. I didn't laugh. But then he then went on to say, why I am saying this is because ungabona umuntu sethembisa ukuthi ngizanika umna wami kuthi ukuthi akwenzakali kasoze awine.
No, let me tell you this. It might have been a joke, but usually when we make our jokes, we joke about things that really normally happen around us. I'm going to be blunt on this. I'm going to make Morgan Tsvangirai as an example. You still remember? Very young girl. Okay, under normal circumstances, let's be realistic here as grown people. It's nothing like that. They pick up people, they feel the heavy ownership of some sort, by the power, on some of these things. He could have been a joke, but he was joking about what they do on top there. That is the truth. Amanyala lawa. Don't worry what Chamisa washo. Simple. He doesn't have respect for people. He's getting too overzealous. He has become a little god of some sort somewhere. And we shouldn't watch and just keep quiet. We can't. And he is coming. He is coming on the limelight. You know, at a time when, you know, tribalism is rife. It's very, very rife. If you look at what happened within the MTC alone. So when people are complaining, 2 or 3 people are complaining about, he should have listened. But he has shown, you know, outright arrogance. He just wants the votes and stuff, but after that, F the Ndebeles. That's what he has. Simple.
Yeah, we are one people. No one is hating no tribe here, but people are just raising their concerns. Whether this is what we want. But yeah, kunzima civil. But we
are going to be forced now with this necessity. You know what? We can't allow 2 snakes in the form of Mnangagwa or Chamisa. Let's rather try by all means to get rid of 1 snake and deal with 1 at least. We've got 1 snake to deal with. Not this little one. Mnangagwa is looted and stuff. You understand? And now there's this little overzealous snake. No, we can't allow that. We already have more than enough problems. We don't need more problems in the form of Chamisa. He's just hallucinating.
Yeah, all right. Thank you so much, brother. Thank you so much. I'll add somebody else. Anyway, okay. Some people are saying it was a metaphor. Like I said, I was there. I listened to the joke. People on the comments raised the issue with Brenda. You are not tackling what Chamisa said, the dry, sexless joke. So that's when I was like, oh, guys, remind me, because I have forgotten what the joke was. And when they wrote, I was like, oh, yeah, I heard him, especially when he was now wrapping up his speech. He spoke about him giving Edie his young sister, and he actually mentioned that, no, she just turned 18. But then he went further and said, why I am saying this, he was speaking in Shona, but he went further and said, why I am saying this is because no one can ever give away their sister, which means I am promising this because I know Nangagwa will win. That's what he's saying. So here on Twitter, it has that joke has erupted. I hear there are a lot of. I haven't been on Twitter yet, but I'll go after this. Hey sister, how you doing?
Hey, Bren, what's up?
I'm good. What do you have to
It's never
say about
ending.
the? Yes. Yeah,
Um,
I don't know if I
uh,
can put you on blast. You are one of the people who actually said, I was watching Bren, thank you for covering, but I could not understand what the president of Alliance was saying.
do you know, weirdly enough, I understand quite a lot of Ishona. I can have a proper conversation with Ishona. But today, somehow, I don't know, maybe it was his excitement or whatever, most of the stuff he was saying, I couldn't get. I had to go back and listen to really understand what he was saying. And personally, I felt like, you know what, this guy, these are issues that affect every Zimbabwean. This is the change we are talking about. But if half the people sitting there or listening, he said on his on that platform, Moguti, even the people in Zimbabwe are watching. So ZBC, you know, you are not here, but we still get the word out there. So if everybody or 3/4 of the Zimbabwean population are going to have access to this video, are going to watch this, most of them, some of them are not going to get this information. Some of them are going to miss part of your message. Why not use English? When he first started Ubekuluma Ngeskiwa, he used, I think, about 80% English and then a bit of 20% Shona. Here and there he would say Chisampama, of course. But then as he went on and on, he changed the graphics. It became 80% Shona and 20 English. So this is but the problem that is there is every time you mention Uti, we are not saying Chamisa speak Ndebele, speak Kalanga, speak Venda, speak Tonga. Get an interpreter. That's all. Just get an interpreter. Somebody will be standing right there and explaining it to some of us. It's not that difficult. It's very simple. That was my issue with the language thing. I just wanted to now we had somebody else speaking Isindebele next to him and sorting things out for us. The second thing is I didn't get the joke in the sister bit, and from that moment I got a bit Guti, 1 minute
A
you're
cringy
saying
moment
Guti,
for you.
it was a cringy moment. It was a cringy moment because he said that joke just after he had spoken about rigging, you know. So if he's saying ZANU-PF have already bought these ballot papers, or they're going to get these ballot papers where it's going to be rigged and then they will not win on a proper channel, then he says if ED wins, he'll give him a sister. ED will win if he's going to be rigging, isn't it? So are we now going to be giving each other sisters and mothers and what have you as what? A broken cord? After that, he's talking about how Makupe, she's a nobody, she's nothing. It just began to feel like he has no respect for women. As far as I was listening, I thought, Makupe is an older woman. She's been in a politics for
For a
quite
long
some
time.
time. As much as whatever differences you guys have, it is not nice for you to just stand up there as a future president to then say, Umakupe, she's nothing, we don't even bother about her. She has a voice. She is allowed to say her point. She is allowed to stand where she wants to stand. If she doesn't want to go with him, that's all good and fine. He doesn't have to disrespect her for it. He doesn't. He might think it's funny. Those who think the joke about the sister was funny, I seriously didn't think it was funny. Especially in Zimbabwe right now where women are disrespected on a daily basis. We do not want a president, aspirant, who very comes in and starts saying, we're going to be giving away sisters to winners. No, thank you. We are not giving any sisters away. And I hope the sister doesn't even take it as a joke because it is not funny at all. At all. Maybe that's me just being a bit emotional about it, but the bits about the women just like, woo, no.
Thank you so much, Sisa. I see. Let me add somebody here. Thank you so much. Wow. So we are our camera because I see you with Ulama points. I'm Nand. Come, let's hear you. I see a lot of people are saying this live is hating Chamisa. I don't know how it's hating Chamisa. What is hate? What is hate?
Hello. 2018 Chamisa Chete.
Mpula.
Izenzo. Kukula.
Tell us, what do you have to say about this conversation of between you?
Aye. That was a joke. Abantu abanye bebele sense of humor. Get over it. That was a joke. It was like swearing ukuthi into le ingayenzakala ngizayenza so. People get over it. Sethanda ukukhangela into ezincane just because nguChamisa who said it. That doesn't mean ukuthi we disrespect abafazi njani. And the media is fueling into ezingekho right. Chisa baba chisa 2018 Chamisa Chete, whether sad faces or good faces. Something mina vela ngilanda ukuthi utheni uChamisa into engitsho ukuthi I want to get rid of iJunta. I'm tired of iJunta and iZanu PF. I want to get rid of iZanu PF. Whatever Chamisa, if it takes Chamisa to get rid of iZanu PF, that's fine. And if that was a joke like swearing, you know what I mean? Ukuthi inkomi ngazala umuntu. Wakwabona inkomi ezala umuntu. It's just the same what he said. Because it's just the same. Umuntu engathi inkomi ngazala umuntu wakwabona inkomi ezala umuntu.
Okay. So it was a metaphor.
Yeah,
so
it was
when
just
you're saying it was a metaphor, it won't happen. It was just used as an example. It's just a metaphor.
Yeah, it was just an example. Ukuthi inkomi kufanele ukuthi inkomi ngazala umuntu wakwabona inkomi ezala umuntu ayisozizala umuntu obvious yakwazi. It's just the same. Ubone ngani uChamisa is a pimp. He's not a pimp. He's a married man. And people should know that ukuthi uChamisa is married to a Ndebele woman, a very educated woman who is Ndebele. And endlini yakhe umntanakhe imother language isindebele. Of course, we can say what ama organizers they didn't organize. Ubonile ukuthi bekuyisibhubhubhu vele kuyinto kwangikhona anti. uChamisa izolo ubese Chegudu. Ekuseni wavuka ese-UK. The guy was naked. He's a human being. He's young. He's 40. He's allowed to make mistakes. He's learning. I don't care what people say. Chamisa Chete. I don't care, to be honest. And whatever you say, ukuthi futhi alina mandebele lingaze licomplain alihambanga ngobunengi bena abaningi kade bebusy beku live ka Ezra bepopota ukuthi wayengakhulumisa indebele. Uzokhulumisa indebele lamashona. I-problem kabani aso-problem kalokho zeni kaChamisa ukuthi alisukanga la faka ama-fuel ezimoteni zeni ngoba alisapotani, you drag each other down, lilamakuwa. I'm not gonna hold back on that one. Alisapotani likaze lidethise ngikhuluma iqiniso liyakwazi. 2018 Chamisa Chete, as long Junta goes, I don't care.
I need to ask you this. Okay, Mpileze here was saying Ndebele stop complaining because you don't support each other.
You were complaining. You don't support. You were not even there. You were not even there, but you still complain. Ukuthi ubekhuluma language. Ufuna ukuthi ekhuluma ngamashoni isindebele webenengekho. Chamisa Chete 2018 vela asijiki. And futhi let me tell you something. Ngalicabanga ukuthi Chamisa uza dina kadinwa. Usebenze, can you imagine? Yesterday we were Chegudu talking and namuhla uzalithanga ama bullet train. Mandebele, stop complaining. Get over it. That's why Amashona they use this advantage to prosper, because you guys, you always complain. Hey, Amashona, what umsopo kwa salamakat. Can you leave this nonsense of complaining? Get involved, participate, be part of it. And you got this asalele move. I'm just going to say it as it is. I don't care whether you hate me or you love me or you criticize me. Can you please stop it. Stop it. Abandebele kade ngekho kade ugcela amashona and ungazi ukuthi kuthani kade kutheni kwathini. Can you please stop it? Can we stop this nonsense? Ukuthi watch umsopo lithanda ukucomplaina. And the Amashona, they will use this as a weapon to succeed. Ukuthi lichona complain. Hey, Chamisa uthe, hey, amankazana what disrespecting. Chamisa did not respect nobody's child. You disrespect umntaka mama wakhe kazange ethi uthe uzalala la uzalinika u-ED. Kazange ke khulume ngokuthi uzanika u-ED. Mina ngithi 2018 Chamisa Chete sesisengithile ngamandebele. I'm so sick and tired of these Ndebele people who are always dragging each other down, putting each other down, and ilokhuze nini
Ndebele or Yashona
ubani
wena
ubani mina ngindebele angikwazi ukukhuluma isishona ngikwazi lokukhuluma isishona ngikhuluma izindebele. And if once you go for my Ndebele people, I will defend my Ndebele people. Once you say something about Ndebele people, I will defend my Ndebele people. However, on this issue, Ndebele abaye bechukuzenzisa. They drag each other down and okay,
honestly, I was laughing because you just came on. I was just like, because when I brought you, I thought you wouldn't come because you did not request. I only brought you because of the comments that you were putting. But you're allowed to say what you think and you're allowed to think how you want. But you are saying Amandebele, they drag each other down and that they did not go. But how do you know how many Ndebeles were in that place?
We was good to that. We know dynamics Amandebele. I know they were Ndebeles, not that many, but they were Ndebeles. But I'll tell you something, and they were Ndebeles, and I saw a few, but Amashona, there were many.
You know all Ndebeles? Do you know? You say you saw a few. You were at home. Do you know all Ndebeles?
I know most of the Ndebeles, and I know a community Amandebele. Ngingumndebele mina, and I know most of Amandebele. I go even abantu abaningi ngiyabazi and lalela ke ngikutshela and I'm not going to say ukuthi ngicounte ama numbers or whatsoever because it wasn't a census anyway, but ngokubona kwami it's my own opinion.
You are making it census because you brought that in. You are the one who is making it census, not me. You brought
no,
the
but I'm saying a ratio. Like in Ndebele, it was 1 to 10. The ratio was 1 to 10. Maybe it was 0.5 to 10. There was no crowd yes in Ndebele. That was the crowd yes shonen. So lina belifunga ukuthi uChamisa ekhulume ngesindebele address amashona. Hi. Aliye limekele. Ofunga utranslator ama TV ngani sign language bayi translate ekhoneni. Labo abafunga utranslate isindebele abahambe be translate ekhoneni. That's it.
Wow.
With this, we need to change. You know why? Chamisa is removable in power. But this junta and this ZANU-PF is not, we are not going to remove them easily in power. And in politics, you have to be strategical. And in ungela strategy, you won't uzabulokhu udinga complain usithi hey isindebele kwathini hey amashona asincindezela kwathini uncindezela why are you not participating, why are you not getting involved, why are you not being part of it? Do you get my point? Yeah, be the part of the change. I'm not sure vela angila even igazi elincane elesishona angila even anything mina mvele eFlabusa. I was born bred at eFlabusa eHarare ngizake ngihamba. I've never been eHarare empilweni yami yonke. So my point is that ukuthi ake sichiyeni ukucomplaina, siyathanda ukukhala kakhulu, and shoners they use it as an advantage ukusincindezela in that way.
All right. Thank you so much, Mpiloza. Thank you for your contribution, but I see the people really, they are not happy with your comments.
Yeah, but I've said it anyway. I've said it, and I think it's my 2 cents. Whether you like it or not, whether you get it, can you leave Chamisa out of this Ndebele Shona thing. Chamisa stands for anybody who goes with him.
Okay. Thank you so
This
much.
man is married to Ndebele. His son probably speaks Ndebele more than anybody else because it's his mother language. So I'm actually gonna say it as it is. Ama Ndebele siyathanda ukucomplaina without a solution. End of. Bye bye. Sengihamba. Bye bye. Sharp.
Tule, where are you? I need to add Tule. I am not promoting division. I saw a comment from Munyoro something. No, Bren is not promoting division, but Bren allows freedom of speech.
Oh my goodness. Hello.
Hey, Tule, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
How are you?
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Right. For a start, what I would like to say is, Chamisa was addressing Zimbabweans, Kalanga, Shona, Tonga, Ndebele, whatever. He was actually addressing Zimbabweans. So if we get that straight, it will make our life easier. The only thing we're asking for is, he's come here in the UK. He could have used English. Ufundile Chamisa is a very, very well-educated guy. He could have used this Kiwa, or knowing ukuthi most people, okay, the two main languages in Zimbabwe, if we are not counting Amancane, Tonga, Venda, and that, it's mainly Ndebele and Shona. At least they could have used a translator when, Eastern by interpreter, sorry, or ukuthi nxa sekhuluma ngeShona ekhulume ngesindebele. But me personally, I think instead of using, because towards the end, some of us, we actually attended the event, we left. The reason why we left, because the singer says, or what the guy was saying, his Shona was too deep. I do speak Shona. And even if you look at my thread, most people actually left because he was actually speaking deep Shona, which some of us, we couldn't understand. So what we were actually asking you, they could have considered, they do what? They get umntoza interpreter. I actually spoke to some of the guys who were organizing this, Bren, yesterday, and I emphasized they should make sure they have an interpreter. I've got a screenshot which I can actually show you. And today, the guy who actually called to MC to say, can you use English? Because he's one of the guys I was actually speaking to. You need to have an interpreter. He's actually inboxing me now saying, I did my part, Tule, but why didn't you come front and actually help me to say, no, I told you guys, because you guys are the ones in charge organizing this. So you have to consider everyone. So instead of people just saying this and that, we are not making this a tribal issue. What we are saying is
a tribal issue.
Not at all. This guy is really, really good. But what he needs to start doing is listening to people, or at least maybe some peer or whatever, or advisors. He should have mature abantu, not abantu ukuthi what we're trying to do is constructive criticism. He needs to go back and lalele. When he was in Bulawayo, he did the same thing, and all excuses were made with ukuthi this and that and the other. And then what happened a Plumtree, they put excuses. It was raining, hence they couldn't get an interpreter. In Data as well, something happened. Hence, we made sure yesterday, a day before, we actually emphasizing please, can you make sure we interpreter to avoid something like this. So, but then at the end of the day, did it happen? No, it didn't happen. We are here talking about it, and we didn't have an interpreter. Some of us attended. I live in Manchester. I had finished the night shift, came all the way from Manchester to Bedford driving, and all the way back. And Ngizweni, when it became too deep, I didn't,
Yeah.
you know, I left. And if you go with Red Jam, you see about 4 guys ended up leaving as well. So is this
Wow.
what we want? If a presidential candidate cannot think about abantu bakhe, then what? Lokuyana ukuthi he's married to Ndebele, he's married to a whatever, it's very, very akukho relevant because what we are talking about what happened today. Of course, in Bulawayo Tete, wherever, where I could even pick up umuntu ku street to come and be an interpreter. It didn't happen. And I even suggested, if they don't have anyone to use, Bren Mupa will be there, uyakwazi isiNdebele and English to use. Uyabona ukuthi interpret, but no one listens. Abanye abantu bebe
angikwazi ukuthi siyenzela. Sefrizile usithule. Abantu bakampilo kuhamba njani kuma-comments, bathini abantu kuma-comments? To ha unzima sibili. Oh, his wife is Ndawu, not Ndebele, from Manicaland. Oh, really, Tete Masela? Tete Masela has brought another theory to those who keep saying the wife is Ndebele, and the wife is Ndawu. Oh, really? Wow, I didn't know that. There's somebody who wanted to be added at Agrakari Utena Usugene Dalash. He's been writing ad for a long time. Oh, Anzichi, never frugal or whatever, never. You don't have the green button on you, so maybe if you go out and then come back. Okay. Marcy, I'll say like green button now. Masi i-green button yakho angikwazi ukuthi ihambe njani, akukho umphendulo. Phuma uphenduke Masi ngoba usela green button. So phuma uphenduke. Remember, the topic really, it was just a review of the rally today, which I attended. Some people obviously they're just coming through. Masi is coming in. Some people are just coming through. It's just a review of the rally that I attended today, and I was just my thoughts of.
Yeah, but Bren.
Hey VG, how you doing? I miss you, Lante. I really do. Hey Masi.
Let's address Biloza first. This idea that Ndebelers only complain and don't participate in Zim politics is the first lie that we need to get out of very quickly. Zimbabwe has got plus or minus 16% minority tribal groups, 16%. Yet this highest, you can check your figures, the highest by proportion of supporters of the opposition in Zimbabwe is the Matabeleland group. From 1980, these people have supported strong opposition parties' participation in Zim politics. The Matabeleland group has constantly participated in the democracy of Zimbabwe. They have given you an opposition since 1980. So this idea that Ndebelers do not participate in democracy is the first bullshit we need to get rid of. Without that democracy, without that demography, Zimbabwe would have had a stronghold of ZANU-PF since 1980. We sustained ZAPU. We sustained ZANU-Ndonga. We have sustained MDC from its inception. The genesis of MDC is a stronghold of Matabeleland. So this idea that Matabeleland people, just because they do not support an incumbent, are not participating in democracy is the first rubbish we need to get rid of. They have never won proportionally an election because they always support opposition. This same opposition that Mpiloza talks of, go and look from its genesis, is the Matabeleland demography. Proportionally, 16% plus or minus is the minority tribal groups. And yet the stronghold of every single opposition party has come from that demography. So Ngaya City, we don't participate politically. Ngicela hambe esikolo eyebala what proportional representation means. 16 plus or minus have held the opposition parties in Zimbabwe. Ukuthi ubele MDC that you champion right now, ega Chamisa Mbama, is because MDC from Morgan Tsvangirai, go and listen to his videos on YouTube. He is preaching to a Matabeleland crowd. We gave birth to the opposition of Zimbabwe. So thank us for the opposition participation in Zimbabwean demography. So lingaqalisa ukusitshela about our participation today. We've always engaged in Zim politics, but we've engaged in the opposition sphere of democracy. And without that, you have nothing. You have a one-party state. So lingabuyi lapha lisitshela ubumbulu because selifuna ukuthi siliwinisele umuntu. We gave birth to that opposition that Mpiloza sits on today and tells us about. The legacy of Morgan Tsvangirai respected the minority tribal groups of Zimbabwe. So they can't dirty that legacy. It is that legacy that we are fighting for today because Morgan Tsvangirai respected us. He respected the disenfranchised groups of Zimbabwe. He made them. The campaign slogan is Chisampama. That is the slogan for MDC. Where do you think it came from? If its highest demography wasn't Matabeleland. So Uchoni, if you say and you teach Zimbabweans that Amandebele we complain, we don't complain. We start. We are the genesis of the opposition democracy in Zimbabwe. Right now, whilst you are busy complaining about Chamisa, we are busy engineering and starting other opposition. And the democracy needs opposition. Without us, you are nothing. Without the minority ethnic groups in Zimbabwe, you have no opposition to talk of. You only had ZANU-PF. So after 25 years of Matabeleland people supporting a very strong and robust opposition party that is now the leading opposition party in Zimbabwe, which has a hope for getting into government, and you come here and tell us that we don't participate politically? Who started MDC? Who did? Our mothers, our grandmothers, they sat on hot stoves. It was risky to support MDC. People are in the diaspora. Most of them got here because they were MD supporters. And you come here and tell us we don't support opposition? Get a grip, woman. Get a grip. Know your history. Know your history and respect the Zimbabweans. Yes, you might want to support your leader. That is good. But don't mix facts and fiction. The opposition party in Zimbabwe, I challenge anybody to come here and tell us who engineered, who were the genesis of the opposition democracy of Zimbabwe. You will find in any literature, in any history book, that it is the minority ethnic groups. Hambe Kangela, ZANU was well supported in Matabeleland. Go and support, look at Zoom Tekere. Ega Tekere was supported in Matabeleland. Go and check every single opposition party in Zimbabwe has been made by the group of people you are saying are not participating in politics. We have made your political landscape democratic. So respect us. And just because we complain over a language, it is not a tribal issue. It is asking for respect. It is asking for representation. If we are saying that we want something to be done, we want our support to be respected. We support this man. We support Chamisa. Of course, we want the junta to be out, but we are not going to get rid of one junta and then create another. That is not what we're saying. And this idea of Ndebele versus Shona, it is not a Ndebele versus Shona issue. All Zimbabweans work hard. All Zimbabweans have participated in the politics of Zimbabwe. When we meet on these platforms, we speak in English, we mix with Shona. So which survey did she do that showed that Amandebele don't participate? I personally, I go on every platform and I speak to Zimbabweans who are passionate about Zimbabwe. But if I speak to a Shona person, I speak in Shona. So am I Ndebele who's not representing just because you heard me speaking in Shona? It's just because I understand Shona and I'll use it. But I'm still a Ndebele who wants to be represented proportionally. Go and check what proportional representation means. If 16 plus or minus make up the opposition party in a country with over 70% of Shonas, and yet your opposition comes from plus or minus 16%, and you tell us we don't participate in politics? Get a grip, woman. Get a grip.
And as well, Kelly, can someone lower the music for the volume for music, Bren? From where? There's not music here. Anyway, and asking for an interpreter is not being a tribalist.
No.
It's just asking for, because
I'll tell you the truth. Even when Morgan Tsvangirai spoke, it's not like we had Morgan Tsvangirai speaking Ndebele all the time, but he respected where he was. He will get even another one from his team to lead that campaign. You don't have to have Chamisa on the stage speaking the whole time. He brought Tendai Biti. Does Tendai Biti not understand Ndebele that he can stand up and speak some other language? Did he not bring someone else? There were 3 of them that that came through. Who was the other guy?
The other one is Trambani Munem or something. I'll find his name. Or Trambani.
Use his team. Why doesn't he have in his team someone for 5 minutes who stands on stage and represent MDC? Listen, Bren, the issue in Zimbabwe is the tribalism in Zimbabwe is an issue that we talk about. If our leaders are not even addressing those issues, what is it that they are representing? Because the tribal thing is there. It can't be ignored. And do not mix. It's not a fight between Ama Shona and Ndebele. We didn't come on these platforms to attack each other. We were asking whether, is it okay for our leader to not represent his group? We are not here to bash each other. I think Shona people are hard workers. I think Ndebele people are hard workers. I think all Zimbabweans have been participating in the social debate, in the political debates. We've all been participating. Agula muntu who's been lagging behind. Everyone participating. In Togampiloza of telling people that as a support, did she go to this rally herself? Did she go to this rally? Yena, ngowakhe, uhambile yini?
I'm not sure.
Don't say if you don't participate. Maybe the political sphere in Zimbabwe, she only joined it now. But Yegela Lababantu, who's been there in the political debates in Zimbabwe since Udala, Amandebele have always been in this game. We've never slept on this game. We've been on this game like it's not tomorrow. No tomorrow. We've been on it. As Kali Namsha, we didn't start today. We didn't start today.
Comments bantu ngiyabona lingangenisi business lomuntu let's just nxa ephambanisile siyambonisa but singakhulu. I don't know, this is just me thinking ukuthi sesibamba le business.
It was okay, Bren, for to support her leader, but when she starts to delve into Amandebele this, Amandebele that, That's when you anger people. What is the need for that? This is the Zimbabwe we don't want. We don't want a Zimbabwe where citizens start attacking each other. We are here to promote good leadership, not to cause disunity amongst citizens. That's not what we are here for. Amandebela te. Sikhuluma ngoChamisa. Ukuthi uChamisa
Okay, what about the joke? About the joke, sexist joke. What do you have to say about that before I end the next caller?
I think, Mina, Bren, if a joke, abantu abanengi don't like it, as a leader, he should just take it. Okay, it might have meant it this way, but if ngalinga kuthandi, it's something I might need to work on. That is what being a political leader is about. If you are touching on jokes that might cause a problem, stay away from them. Stay away from them. He did. It's not important. What is important is he must appeal to every Zimbabwean and not offend others. Gayegele amajoko. Ngayengakwazi ukusebenzisa imzekeliso. Gayegele imzekeliso, because if he's making one or two mistakes whenever he makes examples or when he makes analogies, he should stop. He should stop. His team should tell him, stick to what you know. Chamisa is an advocate. He's very good with words. He does not need to delve into things that cause problems. That's all we are asking. Represent us well. When we listen to your speeches well, we don't want to find offense. It is not very difficult for us to ask for that. It's not. It's not. We are not saying we should lynch him and kill him. That's not what we are saying. We are saying some jokes may cause offense. And if they do, stay away from them. Maybe njengami awukwazi ukujoka mina nxa ngikhuluma ngiyashawuta. So as a political leader, if someone tells me, Masi, you need to calm down and stop shouting, I must listen to that. And then when I go on to rallies, I must lower my tone and speak in a way that people might not be offended, so that I don't upset the other people I want to join my party. So into yokuthi uChamisa, he can do as he pleases, and we'll have other people come and attack others who want to constructively criticize. But endabeni yokuthi amandebela support politics, my friend, go back and read some books. You will discover that the party you support was started by the people you've just attacked. That's where I'll end it there.
All right, girl. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Yeah. As a people, we promote democracy, right? We promote freedom of speech. So, angazi, senzisaba lokukhuluma ukuthi uzakhuluma into wrong. Pelosi said her comments. She said what she said. That was her opinion, right? And but the other group felt attacked. The other group obviously felt attacked. They felt ukuthi ubabheshile. But I just feel ukuthi nxa sesithatha business like sesikhuluma ngebusiness like ngomunye wethu sesihlanganisa izinto. Singayenzi njalo asipromotheni uthando inxa iphambanisile simbonise andiboni njalo. Fort Vic, you don't have the button. Fort Vic, go and come back. Singayenzi njalo. Let's not bring her business into this, because she will apologize if she has to. But in Singavambi business, well, that's just what I think. I don't know, but the choice is yours. It's a conversation. Everybody's free to say what they say. You're gonna be responsible for what you say. You're responsible for whatever you say, right? Right. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good. You? Yeah, I've got just a short thing to say. First, I would say Iloza. kwesinye isikhathi umntwana mayikhasela eziko kumbe khasa hamba even lemgwaqweni uyabamba even inyoka uyadlalisa even udaka asikuthatheni ukuthi umntwana hayi umntwana ukhulumile kuphela kunye wangena iganga maye engumntwana othanda ukufunda, she will listen to what people are saying and then lama apologize, but she will get the gist of what people are saying next time awufakela ngenye indlela understandekayo. Okunye abanye ngama-born free, they maybe their first opposition party they know it's is MDC. But if ungakhuluma namaqhegu bazakutshela ukuthi izanu from 1980 even ngo-1980 don't think yaba le city eMatabeleland. After 1980 they wanted Ivele to get rid of izanu. Any opposition coming in was 90% or 100% supported in Matabeleland because we keep his hand. So I suppose really abanye abantu would bathi she will pick it there. Then ama jokes are khathazisa isikhathi esiningi. When you try to make a joke, it might go well with somebody and not go well with somebody again. Ezinjalo ngibona ngani abantu abanjengo Chamisa, they have got advisors. Ukuthi ama advisors lawana kumele ukuthi abe yiwo alalela inkulumo zabantu after each and every rally azwe ukuthi i-complain ingaphi ukwenzela ukuthi bahambe ba-advisor ngoba yena he might not be getting all these complaints, but kungaba lo muntu uhambisa that thing to him. Then come to language. Language is not that abantu bathi kumbe because lishona menjani. Even ngibone kuliphutha alenzileyo because some people think there is only Shona in Ndebele in Zimbabwe. No, even in Ndebele, it's not that in Ndebele it only covers Amandebele order. Maybe if you check the really Ndebele people, it will be a fraction. A lot of people are Amatonga, Amasutu, Amavenda, Amachawa, all those people, Amakalanga, they just fall under Ndebele, Kota Soma Ndebele. And we wouldn't say he must speak each and every language. There are people who are put under Ndebele people, but don't understand Ndebele 100% because of Amatonga. So we wouldn't say Kulme each and every language. But what we would say, if he speaks in English, it covers almost the umuntu wonke. And as a diaspora, what if there was an investor who had come to the rally? An investor may be from Russia, from Scotland, a local person. Because our investors, let's not think of Amakiwa. No, it doesn't. I mean, an investor is not equal. Investor could be a Jamaican, could be somebody from Uganda, but who lives in UK, who is looking at Zimbabwe in a different way, who wants to come and invest in Zimbabwe, but who are rally and did not get anything. Sometimes he might have done that, but what we suggest, if there are people who are close to those guys or to his advisors, they should go and raise this to him so that next time, because he might be going to America, then he goes to America again, there are 5 or 10 or 15 or 20 or even 50 investors from somewhere else. Not, let me not say Ndebelezi, investors from somewhere else. And then they want to come, go invest in Zimbabwe. And he speaks in Shona, and they will be, oh, what is he saying here? Now, what is he saying? And then one of them will say, there is no point of us being here. Let's go home. See what? Yeah, and the abantu laba abasuka bethathe izinto tribally, let's stop and build a democratic and equal humanity country. Singalokhuzi sikhangelelani kube le supremacy lani ngani kuthiwa i-America white supremacy. No, let's just tackle a mistake as a mistake. Singakufaki wenze so because uyilokho. Let's take it as a human error. That's a mistake and a mistake. And whoever raises a point, singamthatha ukuthi kumpunjani njani. Kodwa siyenzeni like ukuthi sifuna i-unity. We all want unity. I want a Zimbabwe whereby I will go anyway without being scared. Uyambona lwana unje. No. Zimbabwe, even at my district, a home emakhaya, ngihlangane lo muntu eshona. Nami ngihambe ngiyokuguthi ngingabi lokuthi ngizathi ngiyakhuluma kuthweni. Yabona lokhu zengkhona. So we wish ukuthi ngakula way of getting these points to him so that next time anjani address in a way whereby everybody will understand, because he is very much loved, that guy. He doesn't
of course he is.
There is an old man, a Shona old man from I watched his video. He's from not Chirundo. Tirumans, somewhere. You know what he said? He's an old man. He said if Tsvangirai had his mind or his thought, he would put a headquarter or a head office yard or a main office MTC in Bulawayo. Because if you look at it, when MTC started, he had almost 100% support than emotionally. It was easier. We are now supported from the Mashonaland. Mashonaland covers a lot of people. Amanda easier we are lately, but imatibele yonke MDC yatikala vele wonke umuntu wase wajoyina. So Luana udade jote aba support I think she missed it. We just say she missed it. Never mind.
Oh, Ngiyabonga Butken. Thank you so much, Butken. All right.
Okay,
Fine. Oh, interesting conversation. Okay, let's bring we're bringing Shungu to the camera. Maybe she can explain better. I hope she does come, or he, I don't know. Shungu. So she's ending. Interesting conversation as Zimbabwe, which people can freely talk about things without, or she declined, or he declined. Shungu, you're not brave enough to support your comment. I thought you can be brave enough to come. And Lion of Judah, you don't have a camera. Let's bring Kaiser. Ushungu gala thing. Ushungu ule shungu, but it braveness manje ukuthi abuye lapha khanya. Hey, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. And you?
I'm good.
Yeah.
What do you have to
Yeah, this is an interesting conversation. Anyway, I would like to say the caller, the recent caller, Bren. I think, he's got sound wisdom. What he said really holds water. It's substantial. I mean, I understand, if frustration you want Matabeleland. I'm from Matabeleland as well. And, I would like us to be, represented, when it comes to politics and stuff, people should consider our land. But now what I'm thinking, I'm just thinking ahead. Yendaba and ZANU-PF, which these people in ZANU-PF, they're still the same people. They are not close to people. But Chamisa, with his mistakes, we can relate to the guy. And, it's easy sometimes to understand him, the direction that he's trying to take and stuff. And he's still with the people. He's not like far, far, far away. He's not that corrupt. And what I want is, for us just to go behind, support MTC, because that's the only alternative that we have at the moment. And then we get rid of the junta. And then we start resolving our issues, our differences. Konoroko and Ndebele, Ndebele Shona thing. And then we just sort it out. Because right now people are frustrated. And I'm afraid they might get frustrated, but support MTC because of these, serious issues that need to be resolved. But then if we don't support MTC, that means junta will still, come back. And it will be difficult, especially for us, people from Blawayo, to actually do what we want to do for Blawayo. Because we want to put Blawayo in the map. And it's going to be impossible for us to put Blawayo in the map when ZANU-PF is still in power. Because right now, UED failed to apologize into Gukura wound. They did those things for I don't know how many years, and people are talking about it. But the guy is, he doesn't want to do that. So do we still want a person like that? No. The only option is Chamisa. He's got his mistakes and stuff, but let's just put him in power, and then we'll deal with other things later. Yeah. Because sometimes they say you have to be harmless as a dove and then be clever, like, smart like as a snake. So we know the problems and stuff, but we have to deal with these things accordingly. It's really like a big issue, this whatever tribalism thing. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say.
Thank you so much.
I think
Thank you so much.
She made a mistake, Pilosa.
Oh, thank you so much for your contribution.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
And then I think
Kipesa Kulum. Sorry, Puti. I thought you were done. In Kipesa Kulum. Okay, so we're bringing Shunga back. Shunga said she or he was trying to answer my call, so let me bring her. Probably she's got a valid point that I need or we need to take on board. I'm adding you. It's adding, so you just need to pick it up. It's adding. No, it's not gonna pick up. Not gonna pick up. Why conveniently flash the tribalism card to account as a mitigating factor to justify his failures? No, don't add him. No matter who you're so right. Why should we settle for a second burst? Oh my God, it was an interesting conversation. What time is it now? Oh my God, 1:22. She is declining. Wow, interesting. But anyway, it was such an interesting conversation. Me doing the review for the rally, it might make me unpopular, but this is me. I always, when I put my fuel, when I drive my car, take my time, put my fuel, I make sure that I analyze and I do a review of that I would have attended. So it was an interesting conversation, and I hope people from the MDC or whatever, they might take one or two things from this just to fix one or two things in the party, especially today's rally. Like I said, it was not organized at all, and I will repeat, it was chaos. It was chaotic. Even the president said it. When he climbed to go on top of the table, he said, in Shona, he said, and So probably, you know, it is what it is. Thank you so much. Let me give shout outs. Ukuthi angikwazi ukuthi wenzakalani ngushungu. Shungu akwazi ukuthi wenzakalani wena udecline kho indaba wena. Adini, what's up? Vena, how you doing? Mamoyo, should you say? I'm just giving shout outs now. I'm finishing the live. VG, thank you so much for joining in. That's my young sister. Mercy, thank you so much for contributing. But Kenneth, thank you so much. Willard, lawyer, politics, and the politics is all about lying and stealing. Our president, Chamisa, is getting overexcited, but he is not a very bad guy. I think one would say he's not a very bad guy. Mina deal later this is an issue which can be fixed now. Why wait? That's true. An interpreter is you know, just now, and we fix it. Maikiki mamboda ku Edwa ka ndazita se maikiki mamboda ku Edwa ndile. Amaya is disagreeing with the previous caller. Thank you so much, guys, for joining in and being part of this conversation and listening to the callers speak and contribute. This is what Zimbabwe is all about, and this is what we're trying to promote, promoting democracy, promoting freedom of speech, people to speak freely their mind, and our leaders listening to what we want as the people. We will be voting for them. So anyway, later, guys, leave it. No, finish because already it's 25 past 1. But leave it. Good night. Have a blessed day.